What is another way to get more sales? This works on anything. All right, so folks, if you've been watching my channel, you'll understand that for sure, scripts, knowing, learning, understanding your scripts. I just met with one of my colleagues and we were talking about like, hey, what's going on with this market? How does his agents get more sales? And we both came to this one conclusion. So I wrote a few things down that I want to share with you. Being in sales for a long time. I started when I was 13 years old. My name is Joe Mendoza. I've been an entrepreneur forever. As far as real estate goes, put it this way, I was in top 10 in all San Diego, top 1% nationwide. So I do know how to sell. I currently do a lot of coaching and training, a lot of realtors, business owners that want to increase sales. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So the way to get more sales, guys, confidence, absolute confidence. Okay. You could be certain that you're going to get the sale or uncertain, just like a lot of people with the economy, they're uncertain of their future. And so how's that going to get them more sales? So you have to walk in with confidence. All right. So I broke this down. I gave you a few pointers here that you could probably use. You probably heard this before. Fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. Okay. Well, if you haven't watched this movie, this is a really great example. And I invite you to watch the movie so you'll really understand how this works. Okay. There's a movie out there with Leonardo DiCaprio. Some of you know who he is, of course. Catch Me If You Can. Catch Me If You Can. That is a movie where this gentleman, I don't know the real name of the person, but this was based on a true story. He faked every single occupation that he had, including a pilot, and he didn't even have a pilot license. All right. He convinced them, whoever was at the gate letting people in, that he was a pilot. And sure enough, guess what? So fake it till you make it. It's one of those things that the person in front of you, a buyer, seller, investor, somebody buying insurance, somebody wanting to buy a home, they don't know who you are. Until you start to speak, then it's going to either make you or break you. If there's a disconnect on your confidence, they're going to see that uncertainty. And then more than likely, if in doubt, they're all out. They're not going to sign. I promise you. I've been in sales such a long time. And I know when I was very, very confident, I knew I could properly sell it. It's like, all right, here you go. Press hard, lots of copies. Some of you don't understand what I'm talking about. Back in the days, there used to be a lot of paper and multiple carbon copies. And so when you sign, press hard, so it'll get through to multiple carbon copies. Okay, so that was kind of the close. All right, here's a pen. Press hard, lots of copies. You just went for the close with zero hesitation. Okay, nowadays you could probably say, all right, which credit card do you want to use, Amex or MasterCard? That's your close. Without hesitation, without saying so, what do you think? That's like a rookie question. What do you think? Well, I think I'm not interested. Seriously, so fake it till you make it. Number 2, here's another way to get confidence. Fail forward fast. Fail forward fast. Meaning take action. You don't have to be perfect. Imperfect action is the way to go. So you just proceed, keep moving forward, take action, fall on your face. It helps if you do role play. So if you're in sales or what kind of ever professional industry you're in and you're meeting with clients, B2B or B2C, business to business or business to consumer, you're talking to somebody, well, fail forward fast. Talk to as many people as you can and take imperfect action. It doesn't have to be perfect. It never will be, never should be, because it's one of those things you want to constantly upgrade your presentation, upgrade your presentation skills. You're watching me probably on YouTube. You'll see sometimes I'm just raw and real. I'll just go, right? But I'm taking action, right? My videos, the lighting's probably not super perfect. So what? I'm taking action, right? Eventually I'll have full-blown studio, perhaps, or rent a studio, perhaps. But it's one of those things that I'm just taking action. I'm failing forward fast and I'm learning as I go. Tip number 3. Here's something that you might, if you're into reading or audible books, Mel Robbins. If you don't know that name, check out her book. It's 5-4-3-2-1 technique. 5-4-3-2-1. You probably remember as a kid, okay, I'm just going to jump in the pool. I know it's cold, but let me just get it over with. So you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. And so that's like picking up the phone and making phone calls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. blah, blah, blah. Just go. Take action. When you're out there door knocking, you're selling solar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knock, knock. Ring the doorbell. Right? And you just game face. You just game face. Okay? As you start to do this more and more and more, you will get the confidence because you're able to, okay, this person said this, I could anticipate, I know to handle that objection, right? But if you're only practicing with AI, only practicing with fellow realtors and associates that know you, and sometimes too nice to not constructively criticize about your performance, how are you going to improve? I mean, it's kind of like you're going to the gym and lifting the same weight over and over. It's not, your muscles aren't getting stronger. Or you're at jiu-jitsu, what I love to do outside of what I do here with real estate and coaching and consulting, what have you. If I roll with partners that are weaker, do I get better? No. So you want to go to real people and have real objections. So next time you go to the next person, you know how to handle it. Okay? Here's another one. Number 4, affirmations. Okay, before you start to do what you do with your business, do some affirmations. I'm a lean, mean listening machine. You know, I actually have a client that does that during our coaching session. I make sure that they put their head in check. Okay, and so we do affirmations, and it helps. All of a sudden, you look at their sales. It's, you know, you're saying stuff to yourself all the time. Now, are you saying stuff that are counterproductive or really going to help you out? I always take masterminds and training and coaching myself. I'm in a coaching that I invested in this past year. We do affirmations at the end of our training. We stand up, we read it, and I'll tell you what really helps is if you do number 5, incantations, where you actually like point to self, pump your chest. You know, you do the impacts of touch, feel, sense, right? Where you're really like standing up and chanting and really shaking your body when you say the affirmations, because then it really, there's this rush in your body, I guess endorphins or whatever. I mean, there's some neuroscience behind it, but check it out, where instead of just reading the affirmation, you actually get the feeling inside your body, and that really like, that positive reinforcement. I'm a lean, mean listening machine. I'm fearless. I'm powerful. I'm unstoppable. And when you're standing up and really saying it with feeling, that's more of what Tony Robbins refers to like an incantation. You do that enough every single day, your mindset's going to shift, I guarantee you. And where that, again, will build your confidence, okay? And lastly, I want to circle back to massive action. Massive action, kind of like fail forward fast. Because how to build confidence, let's say you're in high school or college, I don't know when or how old you are watching this, but it was one of those things is, it was kind of like the story I heard a while back. If you go to a bar, male or female, usually it's a male that I heard of this story about, is, hey, do you want a date? Or do you want to kiss? Or do you want to dance? You say that over and over to like, I don't know how big the row is. You know, there's one gal. Do you want to dance? No. Go to the next girl. Do you want to dance? No. You go to the next girl? No. Eventually, you take more at bats, you're going to get to strike the ball. You're going to get lucky. Okay, so that goes with fail forward fast. Massive action is the cure-all. To get that confidence, get back out there and start taking action. Again, I don't know what business you're in. You could be an attorney. I know some attorneys, they need to work on that skill, especially if they're not with a firm and they're starting to their own practice. Well, you need clients, right? And so what do? Typically, you're going to hire a digital marketing company and do ads, or you're going to put a big old fancy billboard and hope and pray they call you. But at the end of the day, you need a closer, an appointment setter. Now, this closer appointment setter needs to know these scripts. And how do they get good? Well, they got to make a lot of calls, right? They got to get really, really good at conversion. Because just to sidetrack a little bit, some of you don't have a lead problem. That's not why you're here. But you're probably here because you have a conversion problem. A conversion problem. You don't have a lead problem. You have a conversion problem. What's going to solve it is building that confidence. So I would really, really recommend that you watch this video over and over and over again and take into heart the 6 different things I shared with you today about building confidence. Fake it till you make it. Fail forward fast. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Affirmations, incantations, and taking massive action. All right, guys. So if you like what I'm talking about, if you're starting to dig, follow me, like, subscribe, comment. If you're like, dude, Joe, I really love that. Here's why. Or Joe, you know what? I would recommend you do this and this and this. I'm open to that too. So put it in the comment, put it in the thread, like, follow, subscribe. Again, a proof's in the pudding, guys. Out of college, I wanted to be a stockbroker. I became a stockbroker trainee. Okay, and that wasn't my first go at it in sales. Long story short, that didn't work out. I became a bill collector. That is one of the hardest sales on the planet, period. Well, guess what? I was one of the top in the nation, okay? After that, I'm like, man, being in the top of the nation, only making $30,000, there's something wrong with this picture. And so anyway, long story short, I got into real estate, which was actually my first love to begin with when I was in high school. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. Read my book, watch more of my videos, you'll put all the gaps in between how I got back into real estate. But I've been selling a long time, folks, longer than some of you have been born, okay? I could teach, train all about selling, and it's not just theoretical, folks. It's real, live, what works. And I don't care what industry. If you know how to sell, you'll never starve. You will never starve, because that is one of the strongest skill set that you could attain and develop. And I'll tell you what, you could go from selling solar to selling real estate to selling insurance to selling multi-level marketing. It's all the same. You got to really know how to read people, know your scripts. And some of you, like I said, it's not a lead problem. You got a lot of leads. You know how to do great videos, but you have a conversion problem. And some of you are hiring the wrong closers with your companies out there, because how do I know? I've seen some of your programs, and then when I got to the closer, they didn't know how to close me. And so you threw money away. Anyway, if you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, subscribe, like, follow. You'll learn so much more. First you learn, then you earn. Joe Mendoza, see you later, alligator. Peace out, love you, God bless. Go make it happen big.